Well, hello again, and welcome to another edition of the Vickers Blend. Got something interesting today. When we were down in Barossa, we tried a few interesting grapes, and if I remember, I did a review of a young Shiraz by a vineyard called Tsharke. In winemaker terms, he's a young winemaker, and he's doing some pretty innovative things. And we went and visited his vineyard and his cellar door, and it wasn't disappointing, I have to say. I like his direction, and I like the wines he's producing. And today I've got one of the more interesting ones that he produces. And today I'm wearing, in honour, finally, of a Wallabies win, You Beauty, Go the Wallabies. We showed the South Africans how it's done. A little bit scrappy, but hey, a win's a win. And you know, it's been a bit of a drought for the Wallabies, so it was good to be on top. So in honour of a win, here I am wearing a Wallabies jersey. So well done, Wallabies. Okay, so without any further ado, what I have here is this very interesting grape called the Mataro. Now, if you haven't heard of it, it's probably not that surprising because it's got a very interesting story. I'll actually tell you what you may know it as, which is the Mourvedre, which is what we associate with a Spanish varietal, but it's usually credited about 500 BC, the Phoenicians taking it into Spain. But it found itself on a boat out to South Australia, and as the story goes, I can't validate it, but as the story goes, when you talk to some of the winemakers down in the Barossa, they'll tell you that when the grapes arrived on the boat in the docks in Australia in the early days, the guys couldn't pronounce it or read Mourvedre because obviously it's a Spanish / something word, and so they just called it Mataro. So here we have Mataro as a grape that's grown in South Australia, but you may know it as the Mourvedre. But either way, it's the same grape, and you know, these days you see it in a really popular new blend, which is the GSM, which is a Grenache, Shiraz, Mataro or Mourvedre, but you don't often see it on its own. You know, look, it's a light looking drop. I'm just going to pour out a little bit. I had some of this sitting out earlier, so I'm just going to pour it out. As you can see, I'm pouring it out. You can see what a very light body it is. It's an opaque sort of wine. It looks, you know, pouring out looks like a really light Cab Sav. Of course, it's not, but it has a similar kind of opaque colouring to it. But you know, look, you see with a bit of light in the background, you know, you might be forgiven for saying it looks a bit like a rosé, but it's much bigger body than a rosé. I'll tell you that. You know, and some people might even confuse it with a Grenache for the same reason. Well, Grenache, rosé. So anyway, beautiful bouquet, very fruity, very light. Delicious. I went with Michelle to this vineyard, and Michelle didn't hate them, but she was certainly not as excited by the Mataro as I was. I really enjoy this. I think, you know, I think in context with the right meal and the right occasion, both the Grenache and the Mataro are beautiful. And I've got to say, you know, if any of the Sharkies decide to watch this video, well done. I think you guys are doing some really innovative and really enjoyable stuff. Yeah, look, you'd say that's herbaceous. You know, it has a sort of a reminiscent taste to a light Shiraz. You know, some who drink a Malbec might even see some similarities, but I wouldn't. It's a really easy drinking wine. Go really well with well, obviously traditionally with a red meat, but look, I think you could have this as a lunch wine. You could have this just with some cheese. It really is enjoyable. It's not a heavy wine at all. It's got a really lovely finish on it. It's not You know, it's not heavy in tannins. It's really, I mean, if you're a lover of big body, full bodied, big puncher in the face kind of cab savs, then this probably isn't for you. But I tell you what, if you like an easy drinking, soft palate, nice finishing, you know, nicely textured, comfortable drinking wine, then this is a great choice. And look, you know, this one's a shout out to Brody, mate. If you can find this, try it out. I'm looking forward to having you on one of the shows one of these days, mate. Look, you know, it's been one of the first of my 2 million subscribers. You know, props. Anyway, go to the Wallabies. We're playing again this Saturday, and I'm going to be at the game versus Argentina in Gold Coast. So if you're a rugby fan, cheer. We need it. We can beat the Argentinians, although they beat the South Africans, so it's going to be a good test. Anyway, look, this is my day off. I'm going to enjoy drinking this with my wife, Michelle. She's currently making us a chicken meal, so I'm going to enjoy this with my chicken meal. I know the purists are outraged drinking a red with chicken, but you know what? It's a good red and it's a good chicken meal, so they go well together. So anyway, all right, I'll stop rambling. I'll see you all next time. Cheers. Casa Green Winery for the degustation evening. Hi.
I don't know. Well, it's food. Most of it's now. I don't know what it is. I hope so.
He was working at Tools in the early 70s as he was developing his VAT 47 Chardonnay, which is now an iconic wine. And back in the 70s, I was asked by Murray Tootle to give me, because I was my French heritage and so forth, and young winemaker, he wanted to know the history about the grape variety Chardonnay. And
Off me walking